After almost a week-long obstruction by the opposition, the session of the House of Representatives resumed this afternoon. In response to growing calls for resignation for his controversial remarks of involvement of foreign forces in the national politics, Prime Minister Dahal addressed the session to clarify that the scenario was not what it had been interpreted as. Good evening, I'm Prarambha Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Session of the House of Representatives resumes. Prime Minister Dahal addresses the Parliament, clarifying on his recent controversial remarks regarding the relation with Sardar Pritam Singh. Remittances go up with the rise in number of migrant workers. Nepal receives over 22% more remittance compared to last year. At least 6 people killed in Guangdong, China, including 3 children in a kindergarten stabbing. Police arrest a 25-year-old man for intentional assault. And Nepali national cricket team led by Rohit Paudel leaves for Sri Lanka to participate at the ACC Emerging Team Asia Cup. First match against Pakistan A scheduled for 14th July. Prime Minister Pushpakumar Dahal has defended himself regarding his statement during a book launch on Pritam Singh. Addressing today's meeting of the House of Representatives, Prime Minister Pushpakumar Dahal said that he was an emotional person and had acknowledged Singh for his well wishes towards Dahal's political career during the book launch. Prime Minister Dahal also recalled that he was appointed the Prime Minister with a historic majority while seeking the vote of confidence at the Parliament. Premier Dahal also questioned the role of the opposition regarding not being allowed the opportunity to furnish his clarifications at the House of Representatives. Premier Dahal also said that he did not expect to be the Prime Minister for a long period of time and added that he was committed to working for the people while his term lasted. Regarding the issues of the victims of loan sharks, Prime Minister Dahal said that he and his government were serious regarding the issue. Prior to that, leaders of opposition parties had criticized Dahal for his statement, while some reiterated their demand for Dahal's resignation. 3 bills were scheduled to be tabled at the session today. However, the session has been adjourned until the 14th of July. Prior to this, major political parties had agreed to put an end to the obstructions at the House of Representatives. At today's meeting of Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Dewa, CPN-UML Chairperson KP Sharma Oli and CPN Maoist Center Chair and Prime Minister Pushpakumar Dahal held at the office of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers in Singhadarbar, main opposition UML agreed to put an end to obstruction at the Parliament, allowing Prime Minister Dahal to furnish his clarifications regarding the note issued by the Prime Minister's Secretariat. Despite an agreement between the 3 parties yesterday to resume Parliament operation, the Parliament meeting had to be postponed by issuing a notice from the Parliament Secretariat, as UML and Maoist Center had later remained firm in their respective stances. UML had been obstructing the Parliament, demanding resignation of Prime Minister Dahal for his statement during the launch of the book of the life of Pritam Singh. Recording of statements from artists arrested for their alleged involvement in promotion of betting websites has begun at the District Court, Kathmandu. Office of the Government Attorney had registered cases against 11 individuals, including artistes Marichman Singh, Raju Paudel, Dinesh Khatka, Anita Dithal, and Jalan Ghartimagar for promoting a betting website named 1xBet. The Office of the District Government Attorney has filed cases against them for violation of the Nepal Rashtra Bank Act 2002. With the rise in number of migrant workers, Nepal's remittance has also gone up. Based on the report released by the central bank, until the Nepalese month of Jesta, Nepal has received 1,112,520 million rupees in remittance in the ongoing fiscal year, which is 22.7% more for the same period compared to last year. The number of aspirants that received their labour permit has also risen by 46.6% to reach 459,415. Likewise, 260,262 have renewed their work permits. The central bank has reported of improved balance of payment, which is in a surplus of 228,980 million rupees. Last year, during the same period, the balance of payment was at a deficit of 269,810 million rupees. The foreign currency reserves that by Nepalese month of Asad last year stood at 1,215,080 rupees has also gone up by 21.8% to stand at 1,480,870 million rupees. This, the central bank says, will sustain imports for 9.6 months. Imports have reduced by 16% in the past 11 months. The country imported goods worth 1,480,980 billion rupees. Meanwhile, 89,180,000,000 rupees has exited the country for education abroad, which last year was 59,990,000,000 rupees. Prime Minister Pushpa Dahal has expressed his dissatisfaction towards the design of the new building of the parliament, which is under construction in the capital, Singadarbar. Taking stock of the under construction building of the parliament today, Prime Minister Dahal expressed his dissatisfaction, saying the design of the facility was prepared without adequate considerations. Saying the upcoming winter session of the parliament had to be held in the new building, Prime Minister Dahal also directed for completion of construction works at the earliest. Only around 64% works of construction of physical infrastructures of the parliament building have been completed so far. Tundi Sheikh JV Company was assigned the responsibility of construction of 12 buildings and other infrastructures of the parliament on the 3rd of October 2019. However, the deadline has been extended on 2 occasions because of failure of completion of construction works of previously set timeline. The recent extension is set to expire on the 6th of October. The new building of the parliament is being constructed over an area of 151 rupees at an investment of around 6.92 billion rupees. Minister for Urban Development Sita Gurung, who had taken stock of the infrastructure along with the Prime Minister, also directed for completion of the construction works at the earliest. Meetings of the both houses of the parliament so far are being held at the International Conference in New Baneswar. The government has been paying 115 million rupees in annual rent for the facility. The Prime Minister Pushpa Dahal has said efficient work culture had to be developed for good governance. Addressing the Pushpalal National Prize distribution ceremony held at the official residence of the Prime Minister in Balodhar, Premier Dahal said that efficient working culture had to be developed to ensure good governance and to put an end to corruption. Prime Minister Dahal also claimed that creative works in politics, history, literature, culture and science would make significant contributions for the overall development and prosperity of the country. Kamal Prasad Koirala, Bal Chandra Mishra and Gopal Prasad Thapalia were felicitated with this year's Pushpalal National Prize at the program. Victims of loan sharks who had arrived in Kathmandu from several districts have begun returning to their home following assurances from the Minister for Home Affairs to address their demands. At today's interaction with the victims of loan sharks, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Home Affairs Narayan Kaji Shrestha assured them of addressing their issues. The victims who had arrived in Kathmandu from districts including Dhanusa, Mohtari, Saptari, Siraha and Sarlai have returned following Home Minister's assurances. The victims had arrived in Kathmandu with concerns regarding whether or not their demands would be addressed as the ordinance regarding the victims of loan sharks was deactivated. The government has already assured of reviving the ordinance. Now, rural districts are running out of food as supply chain has been disrupted because of floods and landslides triggered by incessant rainfall. The Food Management and Trade Company Limited has said supply of foods to rural, hilly and mountainous regions had been disrupted as floods have damaged road sections across the country. As a result, districts like Darchula, Kalikot, Humla, Dolpa and Jajarkot have been facing food shortage. The company says Jajarkot has 4 food depot has around 1,300 quintal of rice left, but has claimed food supply would resume immediately after road operations resume. Food depots across the country have around 87,000 quintal of deposit rice at the moment. The company has expressed of lack of budget as the ongoing fiscal year approaches its end, saying that it was only provided 470 million rupees against the requirement of 500 million to cover the supply costs. The company has said it made requests to the Ministry of Finance for an additional 30 million rupees, which the latter has yet to release. Lalitpur Metropolis has begun the installation of 12 high smart lights at major areas of the city with the objective of curbing road accidents. In collaboration with the Nepal Electricity Authority, the Metropolis has begun installation of road lights at an investment of 90 million rupees. Under the campaign, which began with the objective of completion by the mid of July, lights have been installed at the Metropolis premises, Pulchok, Jawla Khel and Lagan Khel. The 16-meter high lights can brighten an area up to 100 meters. According to the Metropolis, such lights are also being installed at the Bagmati Bridge of Kupandol, Pulchok, Batuk Bhairav Temple, Bungmati Bus Park, Shankar Park, Thado Dhunga, Dovikat Dungyadara and Mahalakshmi Temple premises. Prior to this, the Lalitpur Metropolis had installed around 2,000 smart lights at different locations. Meanwhile, the Kathmandu Metropolis has also included the installation of high smart lights in its programs for the upcoming fiscal year. District Police Office Terathum has begun a traffic awareness program with the objective of curbing vehicular accidents in the hilly region. Traffic Police is organizing the awareness program with the support of the province government's Ministry of Home Affairs and Law. The campaign includes the participation of students, teachers, transport operators and public, among others. According to the District Traffic Police, the campaign will aware the public about the condition of roads and vehicles, geographic aspects, violation of traffic regulations, weather and health condition of vehicle drivers. Pedestrians are also to be informed about the use of footpaths and zebra crossings. Lumini Province Chief Minister Dilip Bahadur Chaudhary has admitted the province cabinet had not been expanded due to the lack of consensus among ruling coalition parties. Speaking with reporters at a program in Nepalganj, Chief Minister Chaudhary expressed commitment that his government would provide 200,000 employment opportunities once the cabinet is expanded. He also said his government aims at providing or promoting products of Banke, Bardia and Nepalganj in the national and international markets. Chaudhary also expressed assurance of building sky bridges in Banke and Bardia for tiger viewing. Local residents of Mirchaya municipality in Siraha have obstructed the east-west highway, alleging the municipality chair Shravan Kumar Yadav of unfair practices. The local residents who had been protesting for the past 3 months have obstructed the east-west highway and shut down the market area. They have alleged the municipality chair of failing to address their issues and responding in an aggressive manner. Hundreds of vehicles have been stranded after the road section was obstructed. The local residents have alleged Yadav of demolishing the houses by violating the court order. The municipality had demolished around 3 dozen houses in the market area of Mirchaya municipality on the 10th of February, 23rd of February and the 11th of March. The local residents have said that the municipality had been ignoring their voices in these incidents and had protested at the headquarters as well. It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, what could be the reason for the loan shark victims repeatedly coming to Kathmandu? Your options are A. Party's apathy, B. Weakness of the government, and C. Agreement not implemented. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And now, before we wrap up, here's a look into the top stories one more time. Session of the House of Representatives resumes. Prime Minister Dahal addresses the Parliament, clarifying on his recent controversial remarks regarding his relation with Sardar Pritam Singh. Remittances go up with the rise in the number of migrant workers. Nepal receives over 22% more remittance compared to last year. At least 6 people killed in Guangdong, China, including 3 children in a kindergarten stabbing. Police arrest a 25-year-old man for intentional assault. And Nepali national cricket team led by Rohit Paudel leave for Sri Lanka to participate at the ACC Emerging Team Asia Cup. First match against Pakistan is scheduled for 14th of July. That is all for the moment. Our next news bulletin airs at 10:30 p.m. Thank you for staying with us. Goodbye for now.